build my life around a maybe, a hope you never claimed. Every plan had your name in it, every future felt the same. I waited for you to decide while I paused my own life. I called it love, called it patience, but it slowly cost me time. I stayed ready for a promise you never meant to make. I told myself just a little more until my heart couldn't take. I should have chosen certainty over almost love and fear, but I believed in potential more than what was here. I built my life around a maybe and ignored what was real. I waited for you to choose me while I forgot how to feel. I won't build my world on questions or beg for clarity. I build my life around a maybe. Now I choose me. Love shouldn't feel like standing still. I build my life around a maybe, but I won't do that again. I walk forward without waiting. I thought love always explains why it leaves, why it breaks, but you closed the door so gently I didn't feel the ache. I smiled like I understood, said take care like I was strong, but every step away from you taught me how I was wrong. I learned goodbye in pieces, in sleepless nights alone, in songs I can't listen to, in places that feel like home. I learned that love can't end without a villain or a fight. Sometimes it just runs out and leaves you mid-life. I learned goodbye the hard way, no warning, no delay. I had to lose you fully to know you wouldn't stay. It broke me just enough to finally see I learned goodbye the hard way, but it's teaching me not every lesson feels like home. I learned goodbye the hard way, now I know my worth. Learned goodbye the hard way, now I know my worth. I survived. loved you longer than you stayed, held on past the expiration date. I kept believing you'd return while my heart quietly burned. You loved me for a moment, I loved you for the truth. I built a future in my mind, you were already through. I don't regret the love I gave, even if it wasn't saved. But I regret the parts of me I gave to someone temporary. I stayed loyal to the end, even when the end was clear. I loved you longer than you stayed, and paid for it in years. I loved you longer than you stayed, longer than you tried. I held on when you let go, and lost myself inside. But I won't carry that again. I've learned from every ache. I loved you longer than you stayed. Some love is real, even if it's not returned. I loved you longer than you stayed, but I won't love that way again. This is my goodbye. I stayed where you stopped loving me, like the ground wouldn't move beneath my feet. You packed your heart, didn't look back. I stood still inside what we had. Every word you didn't say said more than truth ever could. I felt the shift, I felt the end, before you said you were done. I kept showing up alone to a place you'd already gone. I defended us to myself while you were someone else. I replayed the moments you changed, like I missed the signal, missed the sign. But love doesn't fade all at once. It leaves I stayed where you stopped loving me, held on to what you couldn't see. I kept the fire, you let it die. I tried to save us, you said goodbye. I stayed too long in what we used to be. I stayed where you stopped loving me. I won't beg love to stay again if it doesn't choose me in the end. I stayed where you stopped loving me, but I won't stay here I'm walking now with what's left of me. You started something in me that left it incomplete. You opened up my heart, then disappeared mid-beat. I had to close the wound with no explanation given. You walked away from the story before the ending was written. I finished conversations alone, healed promises you broke. I carried both our parts, every word you never spoke. You left the work to me, the healing, the repair, but I'm stronger than you knew. I made it through despair. I survived the love you didn't finish, the care you couldn't give. You walked away unfinished, but I stayed and learned to live. You don't get the credit for the strength I found within. I survived the love you didn't finish. Not all survivors ask for the I'm still standing. heart was late to let go, long after you were gone. My mind accepted the truth, but my heart held on. I kept a seed for you in conversations and plans, even when reality slipped through my hands. I knew you weren't coming back, but hope doesn't listen to sense. It keeps writing messages you never sent. I packed away your photos, but not the feeling of you. My heart runs slower than time when it comes to the truth. My heart was late to let go, late to accept the end. You moved on in real time, I stayed back then. But I'm catching up slowly, learning to grow. My heart was late to let go. Late to let go. Feeling doesn't follow clocks. My heart was late to let go, but it's moving now. One breath at a time. But I'm catching up slowly, learning to grow. My heart was late to let go. One breath at a time. The silence you left behind still sleeps on your side of the bed. Your name hangs in the hallway like something I never said. The lights are on, but it's dark in here. I hear your voice in every sound. You didn't take the memories, you just turned the volume down. I talk to walls that don't reply, replay words you never heard. I learned how loud the quiet gets when love leaves without a word. I thought time would soften this, but it sharpens every night. Your absence has a heartbeat, and it keeps me awake inside. The silence you left behind is louder than you ever were. It fills the room, it fills my chest with things I don't deserve. You walked away but left your mark on every breath I find. I'm learning how to live inside the silence you left behind. The silence you left behind. Silence you left behind. Some goodbyes echo still here. You let go before I knew we fell, before I heard the warning bell. One day we were laughing out loud, next day you were nowhere around. I didn't see the ending near, I was still holding us right here. You dropped the rope, I lost my ground, and love came crashing down. I would have fought if I had known that your heart was already gone. I thought we were still learning us, you were already moving on. You left before the truth arrived, before I knew we didn't survive. Now I'm catching up to pain you already eventually. You walked away while I still believed, still fixing cracks you couldn't see. I thought we were just tired, not done. I didn't know I was the only one. I defended you to my doubts, built excuses all around. I was holding the weight of us while you were letting go silently. I believed in what we said, in promises we didn't break. You believed in something else, and I was late to wake. the truth clearly through the pain I grieve. You walked away while I still shouldn't be one-sided fate. You walked away while I still believed, but I believe in me now. That's the difference. Your absence filled the room louder than your voice ever did. I learned the weight of silence when love disappears mid-sentence. I search for you in habit, in places you don't go. That's how I learned the truth. Some things don't come back home. I learned how much I gave away, trying to make you stay. How I bent my boundaries and called it loyalty. Your leaving showed me parts of me I never learned before, like how to stand